Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Something Gaming Podcast, which name I want to change yet again.
Look, it's been a while. We can reboot the series anytime.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like months, and we're down one member.
As is custom.
Yeah, as is custom. Well, I mean, she's busy doing her own thing. But I think this is a good time to kind of like reboot. I don't know if I want to call it the Something Gaming Podcast anymore, because it's kind of a dumb name in retrospect.
All right.
So yeah, this is the blank podcast because we don't know what to call it.
Hold on, is it safe to call it that?
I don't know.
The blank podcast. Well, that's already a great start to the podcast. Already a couple seconds of silence.
Well, I mean, I kind of also figured that like we should just kind of like do whatever now. We should just derp derp. And yeah, I don't know. I wanted to like do the podcast again, and I wanted you to be on it, but like I don't know. We just didn't get a lot of time, and then yesterday you messaged me, and I was like, yeah, let's just do the podcast because I haven't talked to you in actually like a little while, and
yeah, it's been a while. Like what, mid-July actually?
Yeah. We hung out with our other buddies from Cal Poly, and oops, I probably shouldn't have said that. Well, I graduated, so it doesn't matter. But
I'm pretty sure they all did at this point.
Yeah, we're all graduated. But yeah, I graduated from there, and yeah, we met up and we were hanging out at like what is the place called again?
Speed Zone.
Yeah, the Speed Zone where we got some speed. Just kidding. It wasn't very fast at all. It was quite a disappointment, honestly. If I can be real with you. Okay. I gotta tell the story though, because like so we go to the Speed Zone because we wanted to all play mini golf or something, right? We all agreed to that, and we go there, and it's like the shittiest mini golfing course I've seen in my entire life. There's no like windmills.
Pretty bare bones.
There's no windmills. There's no like anything I've seen in the anime and like cartoon worlds and all whatever else the world has brainwashed me to believe a mini golf course should look like. It's like they didn't even try at all. They just put like, I don't even know. Would you describe it, Neil? I don't even know how to describe it.
They just threw some turf around and put the occasional like pathway for the, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's extremely simple. Their mini golf course.
Yeah, it was just a big disappointment. Also, like, I felt bad because, like, there were people behind us, and we were, like, a group of, like 7 or 8 people, right? And we were all just, like, goofing around. Sorry, what?
Some of us took a little longer than others.
Yeah. Neil on the first hole, like, took, like, 8 tries. It was really funny.
Yeah, it was really weird because eventually I got better.
Yeah, and then Neil, like, on like the harder ones, Neil got like a hole in one on one of them, and it was like the most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life. And the like pose he did afterward was just amazing. It was
yeah, that one I was just like, fuck it, let's go.
You like threw your golf club on the floor and you just walked away when he got that. What a badass.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna be any better than that.
But yeah, I never got a hole in one. I really sucked. I used to play like golf like in middle school, but that wasn't any good. So mini
like
golf I was
or?
immediately terrible at.
Like proper golf? Or?
Yeah, like proper golf, like with putter, the 7-iron and driver, and yeah, I used to actually volunteer to like teach kids and stuff too, and or to like help them learn, like much younger kids than me at the time.
Yeah, I used to do a little bit of golf.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
We should go golfing, Neil.
I don't have no clubs, man.
I got clubs. We can borrow each other's clubs. It's fine. I have a whole set.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have like all the irons and like 3 drivers, and I have a putter, and I bet we could share. It'd be fine.
No wedge? What about a wedge?
Yeah, I have a wedge too.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a whole set. I bought it at like, I don't know where I bought it actually. It's been so long. I mean, we can still use it, but Yeah, we could go try it. We could do a whole course because I got that golf course near me. It's like literally like 2 seconds away from my house. So, dude, we should go golfing.
Maybe one of these days. It's been a while. And
dude, let's invite Hanny. Oh my god, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, all right, I wouldn't mind.
Let's do that. Oh my god, that'd be so much fun. That's a thing we should do. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. We could just like go to the range, or I don't know. It'd be great. We could dress up really like all the rich people do with like short shorts and like polo shirts and like Donald Trump hats or whatever. That'd be great.
Oh yeah.
Make America golf again, people.
Oh god.
Anyway, yeah. Damn. So yeah, we did that, and I don't know, we were goofing around in the arcade, and then we went home, and I didn't talk to Neil for like a month or two.
Yeah, that tends to happen. We tend to have these plans, we fill the plans, and then we just disappear off the face of the earth for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad habit of mine, and I think everyone else's.
Oh yeah, pretty much everyone.
Yeah. You know, sometimes it gets to me because like I feel bad because like I'm like the one person kind of like tying our group together, I guess, in a way. But
yeah, you kind of always have been, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very strange because I like know everyone, but like I don't. I mean, like I would say like me, you, and Hanny are pretty tight.
Yeah, but it's also been a while. I haven't really had a proper just the three of us conversation in a long time.
Yeah. I would love to get her on the podcast, but she's very shy. I don't know.
Yeah, but she's like me. She's the introvert. Once you get her talking about a specific topic that she's really into, she won't stop.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it'd make a great show, because then me and her could just disagree on shit, and then the entire podcast is just us arguing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Which would be a good watch, in my opinion.
Just like all the times.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to like kind of like bringing this back though, because I don't know if I want to do it like every week. I'd probably do it like every like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because like honestly, how many games are we all playing? I mean, I'm playing a lot of games because I have no life right now. But
that's your job right now.
Yeah. I mean,
with me, I'm a little more restricted because I don't have enough games on my PS4, and all the games I'm playing on PC are all the same games.
Well, let's get into that, Neil, because this is a quote-unquote gaming podcast. Let's talk about the games we've been playing. What have you been playing recently?
Well, I recently got into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, otherwise best known as PUBG.
PUBG. Tell me all about PUBG.
Well, it's a battle royale type survival shooter type thing. You and about 100 other guys go in by plane, drop on the big old islands. You scavenge around for gear, weapons, and stuff, and try to win.
So there are literally 100 people playing this at the same time.
It's more like 98, but it's a pretty big amount of people.
98?
Yeah.
I guess like 2 people disconnect all the time.
No, it just never hits. Like I don't know if it ever hits 100 or if it's just never. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I think it's just 99 or 98.
Damn, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really fun actually.
Yeah, I heard it's like very like stressful.
Kind of, because the whole point is to survive, and you can be killed at any moment of that game. Like you might not even know from where.
This is why I don't play these games, because I'm gonna get like, when I get like super nervous in a game, I pee my pants a little in real life. So
yeah, best you avoid this one then.
Yeah, but I would like to watch someone play. It seems really interesting, like as a concept.
Yeah, it really is, and it works out really well as a game. It's a bit buggy though. It's like if I'm going in a car, I take quite a bit of risk because there's always the possibility that the car is going to glitch into the ground and kill me.
So isn't it like inspired by like DayZ and stuff?
It's more inspired by Battle Royale. You know that the one Japanese story where the high school kids are thrown into an island to just kill each other?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It's more inspired by that, but this is a lot more chill, and that is just mindless fun. In that regard, it's not like this horrifying commentary on authoritarianism and shit.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Battle Royale as a movie or whatever that is really infamous for really being really gory and stuff.
Yeah, it was a pretty disturbing movie. It's a good movie,
I will probably never watch that.
Like in that regard, like Battlegrounds does a really good job at making the premise a lot less unnerving. So that's one positive to it.
Cool. I'm actually gonna up your volume a little bit because I'm afraid that people won't be able to hear you.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. That's on my end. But
oh.
Anyway,
all right.
Yeah. Wait. So how much is this game?
$30. $29.99 to be exact.
Yeah. Is it like really graphically intense or?
Kind of. It's a really big map. So that's really the key of it all. Like, it's a huge map, and there's quite a bit of items you can come across and all that stuff.
Okay. Wait, who's PlayerUnknown?
I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah, is that like the company name or?
No. I think the source page. The company is Bluehole Inc. So I have no idea what the PlayerUnknown is from.
Oh, interesting. Maybe he's just like, maybe that's just an alias for someone. I don't know. That's strange. I'd like to know why that's called PlayerUnknown's.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure why. And it's always been confusing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never really, because I guess it's a third-person shooter, but I heard they they added like first-person mechanics to it too, or something.
It is primarily a third-person shooter. You have a first-person mode. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
The first-person mode sounds way more like.
Oh, it is more intense.
Yeah, and intense.
Immersive, kind of, because if anything, it makes. Yeah. Wait, what would I say? Yeah, the first-person mode definitely makes surviving a lot harder.
Oh, actually, is there like a mode like you can like? Is all the maps like at nighttime or like or daytime?
No, it depends. Like most of the time, I get a daytime map. Sometimes it's like dusk, and sometimes it's raining. I've never gotten night. I've never gotten night before.
Really? Oh, does the weather and stuff change while you play? Dynamic?
No, it's not. It's not dynamic weather. It's one weather pattern for the match at the time.
Oh, that's just interesting. That I'm sure that accounts into like how you go about things too, right?
Kind of, I guess.
Oh, there's not a lot of like technical stuff like sound design and like all that. Like, oh, if I hear someone's footsteps.
Oh, sound design is pretty important because gunshots are pretty much assigned to either avoid because you don't have anything or inspect because they might have stuff that you need.
Yeah, so it sounds like if you I feel like if it's raining or something, then like you can't really hear those footsteps and stuff. That's really cool. I like that. I like the little details like that.
Yeah, if anything, I actually really like the rain mode because it makes it the most tense. Yeah.
Or if it's dark, like maybe like visually you can see like people's lights or like see shadows in the running across. That I think at nighttime it'd be really scary.
I imagine it would. There just isn't a nighttime mode yet.
Oh, they should do that and make it like a semi-horror game.
That would be pretty interesting. See a night mode. It'd also be really hard.
I would love to play that.
Yeah, they're going to need to incorporate flashlights and night vision goggles at that point.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. Or maybe you have to like find the night vision goggles and stuff. That would be a little OP.
Yeah, that's the point. You have to find everything.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. So how's that? Like, is it like super easy to like find everything, or like maybe there's like certain things that like are hard to find?
It's kind of random. It's like the same building won't have the same stuff. So like sometimes like I get really lucky. I find the M4 right away. Sometimes I get a SCAR. Sometimes I get the silent sniper rifle right away. But that was once. Sometimes I don't get anything. Sometimes I get a pistol or a crossbow. So it is random, which is part of the charm of this game. Because everything's random, you'll never know what your next playthrough is going to be.
Oh, so I guess it like feeds off the like chaoticness of it, right?
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I like that.
Yeah, I think this is a really strong game right now.
Can you like team up with other people, or is there have to be like one player left eventually?
You can make teams. There are team versions of it. There are team servers, yeah.
Ooh. So like
preferably work with someone you know.
Yeah, I would never work with someone that like that's like asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Because it is a free for all still, right? You can still shoot your friends and stuff.
Oh no, and it seems the team survives.
Okay. But you could still shoot your team member if you felt like it, right?
I've never tried it. I'm pretty sure it would look bad on you.
You should do it, Neil.
No,
learn for the podcast.
No, you do it.
Actually, I would never either. I don't know. I feel like that's such a mean spirited thing to do in online games.
Yeah, I would know. I still play Siege from time to time. It's still a problem on occasion.
Ooh. I've heard you talk all about Siege. I'd like to play it one day, but I need to build my computer. Thanks for sending me those your specs yesterday. I was wondering what I should buy, like.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, no worries. That's just like use that as a primer. It's like look for stuff that's in that range, and then see what you can do from there.
May I ask how much money it cost?
800 at most.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna save up.
That is a super guess, by the way.
Okay, I mean, you know, because I was like thinking, like, I want that GTX Titan 1070 whatever.
Wait, what?
and then I saw the price of the video card, and then I saw the price, and I was like, oh, $600, cool, for a video card.
Damn, you really want that high-end card, don't you?
Well, I mean, like, I'd rather just wait, to be honest, because I'm sure it'll get cheaper as new technologies come out, so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's safe to do, really.
You ever, like, wonder, like, how far our graphics will go?
Since VR is a thing, kind of.
Well, like, I don't know, like, is there a point where, like, the computer can't, like, render anything else that would, like, look like... I don't know, like, it's such an interesting thing I think about all the time. It's like, well, like, everyone's focused on, like, high-end graphics and stuff. It's like, where does it end, though? Does it ever end? Or they keep, like, getting more and more, like, pixels and refresh rate or whatever? I don't know, the shit.
I don't think it will end. Like, I think eventually 4D will be possible. I just don't know when. Or if we'll ever make to that. So, yeah.
Interesting thing. Well, yeah, anything else you've been playing?
Well, I actually purchased the Resident Evil 4 recently for the PC.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Resident Evil 4. I love Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games ever.
Did you play a lot of it already, or...?
Yeah, I went back and I realized I think it might be easier to play this game on PC than it was on consoles.
It runs at like 60 now, right?
Yeah, it does, actually.
Ooh, that's cool.
I'll be honest though, on my computer, it has some problems. Like, on occasion, the frame rate will just die, and it'll go from 60 to 30, and it's very noticeable.
Wow.
But this isn't a permanent problem. It only really happens in certain areas. Like, there's one merchant area where this is a problem. Like, there's a staircase and a ladder section to get to the merchant area, and that's when the frame rate just drops.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
I imagine toward the end it'll get pretty crazy, because the whole like ending set piece is pretty intense.
Actually, no. The game runs fine on that area.
Really? Oh, maybe it's just like random areas. Maybe it's just
it is random areas. It's never like in like important areas like boss fights. It never happens in the boss fight, but it will happen to just random areas like next to a ladder or something.
Huh?
I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe it's just the problem with the game or something. Like, it's trying to like render or load something, and it's just like kind of chugging your system a little bit.
Probably.
That's very strange. But yeah, how'd you like it playing it again? Was it fun still, or anything different?
If anything, it's reinforced how much I really like the game. Like, it's easily one of my favorite games ever now.
Really? Wow, that's a bold claim.
Yeah, it's so good as a game to me. Like, it's got pacing pretty good, in my opinion, because it starts off nice and tense. Then as you progress along, it kind of gets silly. I think that's part of the charm. That as the more absurd things start popping up, the more silly it becomes, and it's aware of this.
And then it goes back to being like scary as hell when the regenerators show up.
Yeah, those things. I love seeing those things because they're creepy to listen to. It's not so much the way they look; it's the way they sound that just gets me. Like,
that was the first time I've ever been legitimately scared in a video game before. Like, I actually had to stop playing the game and like call my friend over and or look it up on YouTube and just be like, actually. I did both, actually. I have a cool story. It's a really shitty story, to be honest. But I did get to the regenerator part, and I was super scared. You have to solve that puzzle, then you have to go in to the thing, and there's a weird dead guy with a spider coming out of him or something.
Yeah, that thing made no sense to me. It's like, what is that thing?
I felt like the developers were just let's just add this here because whatever.
It doesn't. There's nothing explaining how they even got to that point.
Yeah, it's just really creepy and off-putting, right? And I didn't want to go. I saw that outside, and I didn't want to go in there. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna pause the game here. And I call my friend, and I'm like, can you come over? I want to play this with you because I'm scared. And then while I'm waiting for him to come over, I just look it up on YouTube. and then I'm like, oh, that's what happens. And then I do it anyway, and then I'm like, okay, cool. But then I didn't look up anything else, and then it was still scary. Because, whenever when you, leave that room, you turn the corner, and there's one right there.
Yep.
That, made me throw my controller.
Yeah, that's the charm of the regenerators. They're very creepy to look at, very scary to listen to.
Yeah, and then the freezer section, which is really intense.
Yeah, but once you get the infrared scope, everything becomes so much easier.
Yeah, it makes you feel a little bit safer, but they're still one of the most dangerous enemies in the game.
Oh yeah, they do weird amounts of damage.
Yeah, and then the Iron Maiden one with the needles is really disturbing and creepy.
Yeah, that one's really cool to look at, but makes even less sense than the normal regenerator. It doesn't. Where did those spikes even come from?
Does the HD one come with the Sorry, my phone's going off in the background. My home phone. Does the the HD one come with the Ada Wong campaign?
Yeah, the HD version comes with everything.
Did you play that? The Ada Wong campaign? I don't remember much from it.
Yeah, I did. I replayed it again.
How was that? Was it? I know it was a lot harder. I think, right?
It's okay. It's okay at best. I don't really like the way it paces out because it skips a lot. The first two chapters are fine because they're in the same area, but all of a sudden, chapter 3, how did I get here? Chapter 4 is even worse because I'm all the way in a completely different area section of the game. So yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like the way it paces, and I also don't like how Ada's stuff can't be upgraded.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I do like Ada. I do like playing as Ada, but I don't really like the. There's a lot that I don't really care for in that campaign.
She's a cool character. I just think that the campaign was a little not well designed as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've played the original Resident Evil, right?
Yeah, I have for a little bit.
I actually, because I bought it for GameCube, I saw it at our friendly place called Frankensons, and I bought it for $20, and I played it a few months ago. It was probably my favorite horror game, honestly. I like Resident Evil. I can
see where you're getting at, because it does its environments very well. It's all very creepy.
It doesn't jump scare you too, and I really appreciate that in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very atmosphere, and I like that a lot. It's kind of like why I liked Amnesia a lot, because Amnesia is very atmosphere-y. I mean, there's still jump scares, which I kind of hate, but they aren't in your face boogeyman shit, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, that's good. I always think Resident Evil. Well, maybe 6 is not. Well, I mean 7 was pretty good. I heard so, but that was too jump scary.
I really want to play 7, to be honest.
I don't, because it looks so jump scary, and I don't want to play that.
Yeah, but it looks like it has just enough Resident Evil for me to go back into.
Yeah, that's why I want to play it, though, because I wish they had a third-person mode for that game, because that would be a lot of fun.
I don't think the third-person mode would be nearly as scary, though.
Yeah, I don't think it would work.
The way that game looks doesn't look like it would work. The way it looks doesn't look like it'd work properly with a third-person mode. It looks like it's just scary enough for a first-person mode, but it doesn't do its atmosphere. I don't know.
No, I think that's a legitimate concern. I don't think it was designed that way either.
Because, yeah, one of the reason why I think third person works fine in Resident Evil 4 is because everything's just really tense at first. And even though everything's very tense in Resident Evil 7, it also looks like it's jump scares at any time. Whereas in Resident Evil 4, it's just very creepy in general to go around. It doesn't look like anything's just going to randomly jump at you. In Resident Evil 7, it totally looks like that.
Well,
I don't know, that's one of my impression of it.
I probably won't play Resident Evil 7 for a long time unless I play it with a friend or something. And I don't know. I'd probably just hide behind something.
I'll take a look into it. It looks fun.
Yeah. Jump scares don't affect you at all, or?
Oh, they do. They work pretty well. But I'm willing to put up with it. I'm willing to put up with it because I quite like the Resident Evil series. What scares me about 7, though, isn't that I'm gonna get scared of it, but that it's gonna be, like, not silly. Because for me, part of the charm to Resident Evil is that it's a little bit, cartoony as a series. For me, that was part of the charm. Like, all the characters here are really colorful, and they all do weird things.
They, kind of made it really modern in 7. But that's okay, I think. Maybe they just want to go that way.
Yeah, that's fine with that. If anything, it needed a reboot after 6.
Yeah, 6 was kind of a mess, I hear. I never played it, but it looked really stupid.
I just watched the Jesse Cox Let's Play.
Did you play 5?
I did, yes.
I think 5's, teetering on, oh, this is okay to...
5 is fine as a game.
Yeah.
I do have my qualms with it. Mostly the inventory system.
It's a fun game, it's just not very intuitive.
It's an action game that's trying really hard to stay in touch with its survival horror. And I think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. Also, everything is gross. It looks gross in there. I don't like the textures and everything. It looks really off-putting. Chris's muscles are just disgusting. His character model is just I don't know. It's just off-putting.
No, I just find it really funny how his bicep is the size of his head.
It's so stupid.
I know, it's the charm. That's how he can punch boulders and shit.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about that.
Dude, that's my favorite part of the game. It's so stupid. How is he able to do
punches a fucking boulder and he's just we gotta get through.
I know, I love it.
What a wild ride.
Yeah.
Chris Redfield, get out of here.
Yeah. That's why I prefer Leon. He's a little more realistic. And I say that with a really big asterisk next to that. Because he does things in RE4 that are... Because he does things in RE4 that are really stupid.
No way, bro. He's like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Leon in RE4 is so different from his RE2 incarnation. It's like he saw Solid Snake and James Bond and thought, I want to be like that, and took it way too far.
Solid Snake in a Resident Evil game. That's what Leon is.
Yeah, that's what Leon is, actually. That is what funny. Leon is. Yeah.
So, I guess I wanted to do a little bit of a Q&A thing at the half an hour mark. We're kind of coming up close. I don't think I need to tell anyone what I've been playing. But do you have anything else you want to add in real quick?
I suppose I could talk a little bit about how Siege is going, just messing up again.
I'll give you 2 minutes to talk about Siege. Go.
Alright, so, there was supposed to be another DLC content for the Polish operators they wanted to release this year, but that got shafted in favor of making several changes to the game to make sure that it works properly, because Siege is a game that does not work properly in a lot of situations. Some characters have really small hitboxes, some characters' hitboxes were too big, some people lagged really hard and made it harder to kill them. So they skipped a couple months to fix the game, and now that the new DLC is coming up, they delay it again. Plus, they announced that some of the maps are going to be removed.
Wait, why?
I guess data limitations, but I'm not really sure how that works, so I can't really comment on that.
Isn't Siege's install file, I've read this before, the install file for Siege is, obnoxiously big?
Yeah, it's getting really big at this point.
That's very interesting.
I've heard 80 gigs, which is more than Doom.
What What the hell?
So that's a lot. That's a lot. That's not the base game. That's everything.
Even the Witcher 3, which has a giant amount of content, wasn't that big.
Yeah.
I hear, but that's really interesting.
On the plus side, new operators look pretty cool. You got this one girl Ying who throws a bunch of flashbangs. You got this another girl named Ella. She has these concussion mines and a stupidly OP machine gun, submachine gun actually. And then there's my favorite. His name is Legion. This motherfucker is a tactical tourist. He's going in with a casual gray t-shirt, khaki shorts, and sneakers, and long socks, and then putting tactical gear all over. I love that. I just love that. I want to play as that guy.
Okay.
It sounds so stupid that I want to play as that guy.
Hearing you talk about it sounds really cool.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about, though. That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, he's one of the trap defenders that they're putting out alongside Ella. Ella's a defender, by the way. They're both defenders. There's a lot I could say about Siege, but since I have 2 minutes, I can't really talk about it that much.
Your 2 minutes are up, Neil.
All right, then. That's it for that.
All right. Well, I mean, I've just been playing Persona and Persona 2. I finished Innocent Sin. I played Persona, and I'm playing Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, the Japanese version, because I'm a crazy person. And yeah, they're both fun games. I don't think they're my favorite Persona games, but I like them. They have good parts to them. And yeah, and then I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy IX and trying to beat that. And then I have 2 other games I want to play: Tokyo Mirage Sessions and Danganronpa 1 and 2, which come in 1 disc for the PS4. So yeah, I have a lot of Japanese games I need to play through, but I'll tell you about it later because it'd take a whole another half an hour. But I wanted to get to the Q&A part of our thing because it's kind of nice to just answer questions now that I have this Discord group and there's a lot of avid viewers and stuff. So
let's get to it then.
Yeah. So some of these questions are directed at me, but we can pretty much generalize some of this stuff, I think. So yeah, let's get right to it. I'm just kind of in the suggestions place in my Discord where all these questions are posted. So Miles Edgeworth, one of the mods, asks, how do you learn about the Persona games, and which Persona game is your favorite? I learned about the Persona series because of a group of friends of mine who were like, you should play Persona, it's really fun. And I was like, okay, and so I bought Persona 4, but then they got mad at me and said I should play Persona 3 first, because they're very great friends. And yeah, and so I played Persona 3 first, and I was like, this is great! And then Persona 3 FES specifically. And then I played Persona 4, and I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then, yeah, that's kind of the story. And I just kind of found Persona 1 online on a PSP emulator, and Persona 5 came out, and yeah, pretty much that's how I got into Persona. And which Persona game was my favorite? Probably 5, honestly. I like the newest one. It's that good. I like it better than 4 and 3.
A little more reason for me to get it then.
For sure. I really, that's my favorite game of the year, by the way. I really hold it in high regard.
Pretty bold claim.
Yeah, it's even my friend who's not a big fan of JRPGs and turn-based combat, I found it really enjoyable because of how fluid it is.
All right.
Yeah, so I feel like people who aren't really into the JRPG system of games, they'll still enjoy it because there's a lot there to enjoy besides just turn-based combat.
All right then.
Miles also asks, "What's my favorite game series?" That would probably be The Legend of Zelda or Persona at this point. I feel that and the Tales of series, but my favorite game ever is Majora's Mask. So yeah, there's that. Neil, what are your favorite? What's your favorite game series?
My favorite game series is the Metal Gear series.
Ooh, cool. I know all about the story. I just have yet to play any of them.
And I don't think you know all about the story then.
Yeah. Well, I mean the general bare bones story.
Which is still just the general bare bones in the most literal way possible.
Okay, I'll go get Metal. I want them to release that anthology for the PlayStation. They released that anthology with all the
yeah, they
games
did
for the
they
PS3.
did They did, yeah.
I want them to put that on the PS4 so I can play it.
That'd be cool of them to do. I just don't know if it'll ever happen.
Yeah, I don't think Konami wants to sell any more Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
Well, they do. They just want to make money off of the name.
Yeah. Which is why I'm following Kojima Productions now.
Yeah, that's a bit of a sad story, but you know, the games are still great. So
yeah, they're still great. Their legacy won't be tainted.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 kind of had some taint, I heard, and but it was still a good game. People love it.
Mm-hmm.
Miles also asked, "What's my favorite game company?" I don't know if I have one, but I would probably have to say Atlas.
I'm just gonna go and say Kojima Productions for this one.
They haven't even released a game yet, though.
I mean, they technically have when they were under Konami. So.
Oh yeah, we call that PT.
That, but also like the Metal Gear games. Kojima Productions was a thing when the Metal Gear games were still being put out.
That's true too. I guess Kojima is your favorite game company.
Very much, because when you have auteurs like that, there's just something endearing about it all that you just want to keep going back to.
For sure.
That's why with Death Stranding, even though I have no idea what's happening, I'm intrigued. Like everything about it just screams Kojima story.
I'll probably play that, honestly. I hope it's not too jump scary though.
I don't know about that. I assume it'll be somewhere. It might be a little creepy. It'll probably be a lot of fun to play. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think Kojima would do jump scares like in horror games too much. I know in PT he did only like 2 in that demo. That's it.
Yeah, there are only really 2.
Yeah, and then the rest are just like all atmosphere. I mean, I know like a chandelier falls, and that's kind of a jump scare, but
I guess that's 3 then.
Yeah, there you go. But like, there's only one like real one.
Yeah.
Which is just like the most frightening thing in the world when you run into it.
Yeah, but if anything, the worst part about the jump scare isn't the jump scare itself, it's what happens after the jump scare.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way it sounds, it's like, oh god, what's happening?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. PT is just, if you want to like ruin your life, just go watch PT. Someone play PT.
You'll never be able to walk down hallways again.
It's so creepy, dude. It's like probably my favorite horror game that I never played.
Yeah, it was great to watch. Especially listening to people watch it.
Yeah. I like watching Scary Games Squad play it every now and then, because I like going back and watching their video on it, because it's such a great video series.
Yeah.
I swear, like 2 hours in, they're just like, well, actually, like, it's probably like 3 or 4 for them, but like 2 hours in on the second part, one of the guys is just like, why do we still playing this? He just like yells that out.
It sounds like Dan, actually, from the Game Grumps.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you would say.
Game Grumps made a really great video on that, too.
Yeah. I think that was Dan, to be honest.
No. In Jesse Cox's Scary Games
Squad. They were. Yeah, that could have easily been the Scary Games Squad, too.
He's like, I don't want to play this anymore. This is Spirit Rosewolf asks one of the other mods, what got you into commentary? What was your inspiration, etc.? I don't actually know, honestly. I guess I just wanted to make videos, and I was just kind of like, okay, let's just try making videos. And I made some really shit videos on Terraria, and then I kind of put those in private because they're really bad. And then I started playing indie games, just like itch games on itch or whatever, and that really worked out for me. And then I think from there I just kind of started streaming and stuff. It's still pretty early in my tiny little career that I have. But yeah. But I guess inspiration-wise, Total Biscuit, Game Grumps, that kind of stuff. Oni Plays, those guys, they have like... Yeah, I like watching Oni Plays a lot recently. Just the humor is just so random and jarring and funny. It's just like, I don't know, those guys are great. Have you ever heard Neil? Or
Oni Plays? Yeah, I've heard.
Okay, I love their channel. It's Oni NG who used to do all the these crazy cartoons and stuff, and his two buddies who are like making games and stuff. Yeah, there you go. Spirit Rosewolf also asks, what is your favorite and least favorite genre of video games? My favorite is probably JRPG, honestly. My least favorite is probably horror. Well, actually, that's not true. I don't know what my least favorite genre would be. I don't have one. What's yours, Neil? What's your favorite and not favorite?
I guess favorite would be FPS because of how many FPS games I've played overall.
Oh, my least favorite genre. Sorry to interrupt. My least favorite genre is competitive multiplayer games. There you go.
Why are you interested in Siege then? You shouldn't even be looking at that game if that's the case.
I don't know. It looked kind of fun to blow things up.
That's it.
Yeah.
Alright. As for least favorites, I've never actually really put thought into that. I guess.
Do you actually hate any games? I've never asked you that. What's your least favorite game that you played?
I honestly don't think I have a game I'd say least favorite because I either just don't care enough about it or I like it. So I guess I can't really name one right now.
I have like.
Well, what does that say about me?
I mean, I feel like you're way more optimistic than me. Cause well, that's true too for me because like I never like play games.
Oh wait, I do have a least favorite game ever.
What is it?
Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh really? Okay, I never played that. I heard bad things though.
It's not good. Which is weird because when I first started it, I was like, yeah, but then as the game went on, I was like, oh god, why am I still playing this? Yeah.
The one JRPG I really don't like is Tales of Hysteria. I fucking hate that game. Well, I don't like fucking hate it, but like, it's still like really bad. I really don't like it. It's just like, I don't know. It's so awful. Like they like took everything great. Like it like gives you so much hope about it in the very beginning of the game, and then like it just like, and then while you're playing it, you're just like yeah, and then like it just gets to a point where like this one character gets introduced. Her name's Rose, and it just like goes downhill after that. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess the least favorite genre would be whatever David Cage makes.
You mean like Fahrenheit, whatever it's called, or whatever? Or not Fahrenheit. What is that? Like
I think Fahrenheit was one of the names of that game. The other name is Indigo Prophecy.
Oh yeah, Indigo Prophecy. Yeah, that's the one.
I think my least favorite genre would be walking simulators. I guess.
I don't know if I've played a lot
because
of those.
I have no real. I can't get into those. Like I can't just go here while you tell me a story. Like walk this way. All right, here's the next part of the story. I guess that's just not my thing. I'm also really into niche games, so that's probably something you should take into account.
Yeah, I don't know. If I have a favorite, least favorite video game, I don't know if I have a least favorite genre, but I do have games that I do not like. So I think that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this next question is pretty intense, yo. Spirit Rosewolf asks, "Who is your hero?" Wow. I don't know. Do you have any?
Well, he's a more recent hero of mine, but I guess he counts as a hero because I have multiple heroes, to be honest.
Okay, so, tell me. I'm all my ears. I want to know.
Well, he's this musician named C2A. And the reason why I consider him to be a hero is because he's this prog metal musician who makes this really good music, but is also a giant weeb. And that's part of the charm. I love that. I love that he can make this great music and also write EPs that are anime inspired and sound exactly like anime soundtracks too, and I love that.
I have someone in mind, but I feel like he'd get really offended if he ever heard. Not offended, but he'd just be like, stop. If he ever heard. I think you know who I'm talking about. I like John Bain, Total Biscuit. I think he's like one of my heroes, honestly. Because like, I don't like to talk too much about the personal stuff with him, I've never met him, so I'm just like a viewer, like a very a very lurker viewer. You know, I watch like a lot of his videos and stuff, but like he suffers from like terminal cancer, I guess. and I don't know, like he instead of like I don't know, just like he's very strong for like being able to deal with that, and I always like that like, but that's one part, but like I always like that he just kind of like says whatever he wants and like says it in a very like dignified way without trying to like disrespect people or anything, unless they like kind of deserve it, he always tries to like focus on like the customer too, which I really appreciate, like the viewer. And
I've always liked. Yeah, I really like that part of TV. Also, Jim Sterling in that regard.
Yeah,
because he's also very customer forward.
Yeah, but I also like him because like he's very human too. Like he tells people like that he has problems and stuff, and that I don't know. He just seems like a great human being, and that's what I really like about him. Total Biscuit, if you're listening to this, sorry if I sound really cheesy. I did watch one of his panels, and he said he hates it. He hates receiving compliments, so that's why I was a little like reluctant to like say anything. But, like,
no, that's just a British thing, man.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, but that's a hero. I don't know who else. I guess my mom, but I don't know if that really counts. So.
Yeah, I was assumed that this was any hero, but a lot of my heroes, in terms of video games, it's really the three British dudes, really. It's Yahtzee Croshaw, Total Biscuit, and Jim Sterling.
Yeah, they're very likable people, so... But I like Total Biscuit.
Oh, wait, also, every one of the best friends would also count, too.
Yeah. Those guys seem really funny. I'm not familiar with too much of their stuff, but I saw them play Dark Souls for a little bit, and that was really cool. Their
LA Noire playthrough was really good. A lot of funny stuff came out of that playthrough.
Spirit Rosewolf asks, who is your waifu and why is it Makoto? My waifu is Makoto Najima from Persona 5 because, I don't know, go play Persona 5 and find out for yourself because it's pretty obvious why. She's just an amazing character. I don't know, she's strong, she's dependable, she's got the smarts, she's sexy, I don't know, she's everything.
My waifu is Makoto's sister, because that's literally all I know about Persona 5 at this point.
Sahil Najima?
Yep.
How do you know about her?
Because I saw the very beginning of what was supposed to be the Persona 5 playthrough from the Best Friends.
Oh, okay.
And then they got word that Atlas really didn't want people playing that game. And then they stopped right there.
To be fair, they changed their policy so that like they just want to see gameplay from like a certain point toward the end.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they only got to the beginning. So I saw our nerd main character. I saw the one girl with the pigtails, and I saw a car.
Yeah, I know what scene you're talking about. That's pretty funny. Anyway. And Spirit says, important question, hamburger or pizza? Pizza for me.
Oh, shit. What kind of burger is it?
I think it's just...
It's like a medium rare burger? Is it like it's a bison burger?
I think he's just asking in general.
In general? Oh, crap. I like my pizza, but a good burger goes a long way for me.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to go hamburger on this one.
All right, I'm going with pizza because I can eat more pizzas than I can hamburgers, so...
Yeah.
Hannah asks, one of our other mods, the third mod, says, well, she was the first mod before the others. What's your favorite game system? Mine would probably be... Oh, that's actually kind of tough now because I like my Wii U a lot. Even though I haven't played all the games on that system. I like the GameCube a lot, too. I think the GameCube would be my favorite system.
To play right now is the PC, because I'm always on it. But overall, I would say the 360, because that's where
not a console deal. How dare you say that?
It's a game system. I'm playing my video games on it.
For Microsoft Word and internet access and emails and other boring things. It doesn't have
Joke's on you, I don't have Microsoft. Joke's on you, I don't have Microsoft Word on this computer. Oh. It's just video games.
Okay, well...
And Google Docs. But yeah, for me it's the 360 because that's just where most of the video games I was playing on for the longest time were on.
Wow.
Like Halo, Gears of War, everything else. Bad Company 2. Oh my god, I love that company too.
I kind of don't like my 360 that much, but it does have one of my favorite games on there, Tales of Vesperia. So I think it's worth it for having that game because that game is a great JRPG. So
yeah, I get you.
Miles again asks, "Did you ever think of becoming a game developer?" Yes, I did. I would love to develop games. I still have that desire. I don't know if I'll ever act on that desire though. I kind of want to be honest, but I don't know what's keeping me. I think the motivation aspect.
Part of me would love to be a game dev, but I also don't expand my ideas for video games far enough for me to think like I can do this. Like it's only just like basic like elevator pitches. That's what it always starts and always ends.
Yeah,
that's about as far as it goes for me.
I feel like I never act on my ideas. I just have them and I fantasize about them, but I never really like take the time.
That's me all the time.
I know.
That's why I don't get much done.
But you know, like I've been changing that mentality recently because I was like, man, I want to learn about government because of all the crazy political stuff going on in our country, and so I bought a government book and I've been reading it, and it's called here, it's right here. It says "Idiot's Guide: As Easy as It Gets: U.S. Government and Politics, Second Edition" by Franco Sarcandino. It's supposed to be unbiased, and it is so far. I've read 6 chapters in of the. I don't know how many 20-something chapters that this is. It's like a 300-page, like kind of like high school textbook-ish kind of thing. But it's more than that. I feel like it's a book for adults. It's pretty thick and informative, and I like it a lot. And I've been reading it freely. I haven't been like forcing myself to. And it's been very informative, and I feel a lot better about my civics knowledge.
I suppose in a way that's what I've been doing too, because I'm learning the guitar more than I used to. Like, you'd always just pick it up, play something for a little bit, and just leave it there. Now I actually want to like write my own music, so I'm actively trying to learn how to play the guitar. It's also the same with me wanting to learn Japanese. I'm actually putting more and more time into learning Japanese, and it's a lot easier now that college is done.
Yeah, holy crap, man. I mean, you ever feel like after college you were just kind of like, man, I want to just like do more things now. I want to learn more.
Yeah, that was pretty much.
And I also feel like I'm retaining that knowledge a little bit better too, because it's something I want to learn, so that's why I'm like more interested in it.
Oh yeah, that's me all the way. Like if I want to learn something, if I'm gonna remember something, I have to want to learn about it.
We took Chinese together, and you were really good at that.
Yeah, but I honestly don't remember any of my Chinese. Like, it has completely fallen off for me.
Same here.
I feel bad for it, though, because I remember that some of the kanji characters are the same in Chinese. Well, they mean the same, they're just different words.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I
remember 我是, but that's about as far as I can
go. Okay, next question. Miles asks, how many game consoles do I own? Okay, let's see. So I have the original Nintendo 64 still. I have a original Game Boy. I have the GameCube. I have a Nintendo SP. I have a DS. I have a 3DS. I have a PlayStation 2. I have a PlayStation 4. I have a Wii U. I have a Wii. I think that's it. I have a PC.
I have Nintendo 64, PS2, Xbox.
Oh yeah, I have an Xbox 360 too.
Xbox 360. I used to have a PS3, but that died. A Wii and a PS4, so I have 7. Oh wait, no, I have 8. PSP, forgot.
You have a PSP?
Yeah, I can't find it, but I know I still have it.
Oh, dude, you should play the original Persona games for that.
I kind of want a Vita, but that's mostly just because I want to play visual novel games now.
Oh, I want a Vita because I want to play Persona 4 Golden. The best game for the Vita. Hands down.
Yeah, that's not a good one, too.
Miles also asked, will you ever give any other Shin Megami Tensei games a try? I probably will, honestly, after I finish all the Persona games. I feel like that's kind of like what I'm getting synonymous with now. But I would like to play other JRPGs too. Like, I have the Hyper Dimension Neptunia games, the first 2, the Rebirth of the series, the Rebirth ones. They're like really like kind of trashy anime, but I thought they were like okay games to play, so that might be kind of a fun one. But yeah, I'll probably give the other Shin Megami Tensei games a try. I wouldn't mind.
Cool.
What about you, Neil? You ever want to play Shin Megami Tensei? You said you want to play Persona, right? I think that's the...
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, JRPGs don't catch on to me as much. Like, Persona is probably the one that stands out to me the most, the one I want to try the most.
You just play Persona 5, honestly. I think that's like... Because it doesn't even have the Shin Megami Tensei title in it anymore. It's its own thing now.
Alright.
Yeah, so I say Persona 5 is a really good game for people who are just looking to play a good game.
Yeah, I actually do want to try that.
Hannah asks, what are some things in games that you like? What do you dislike? For example, mechanics, menus, etc., etc. Ooh, that's a
there's a lot you can say with this one.
That's a good question, too. I really like depth of mechanics in games. Like, for example, I play an MMO called Mabinogi, which if you watch my channel, you probably see me play a little bit on a stream. Basically, like, in that game, like, I don't know, there's just, like, so much, like, detail into, like, the systems and stuff for, like, such an old game. And I really like that about the game. It makes it really compelling, and it makes it, like, makes you want to, like, learn everything about it and stuff. Like, the combat's really complicated. Well, it's, like, simple on the surface, but, like, if you really look into it, like, there's a lot of, like, depth that kind of goes into it, which is really interesting. Granted that, like, a lot of that doesn't have a lot of consequence, but, like, maybe in, like, the harder dungeons it does. But, you know, I like really in-depth mechanics and in-depth detailed systems and stuff. So I guess detail would be the things that I like in games. As far as... What do you like in games, Neil?
Well... I always like to play a game that is very fun to play, like has really strong gameplay mechanics. I also like to see the little things. Like, I like to see little nods here and there story-wise, or little character, like, facial expressions, maybe, like, phrases, there's always something hidden there. I like to see, yeah.
So I guess kind of like depth of mechanics for both of us.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. The things that I dislike, I
hate grinding. That is the one thing I can firmly say. I hate grinding.
I don't actually mind grinding that much. Maybe it's because I played MapleStory half my life, so that's probably...
the reason I don't like grinding is because I'm not learning anything. I don't feel like I'm learning anything. I'm just punching this thing over and over again so I can level up a stat. That's the reason why I can't do multiple run-throughs on Dark Souls, because I hate grinding. It hits the point where I have to just...
Wait, you grind in Dark Souls? Really? I've never grinded.
No, the reason why I did it was because it was becoming impossible for me to be the boss with the stats I had, because I was... Like, no matter if I tried rolling or doing other things, it just wouldn't work, because then they just kill me. So I figured maybe I'd level up a little bit, see if I can take a little more hits. And I think that kind of just stopped me from playing the rest of the playthrough because I just got bored.
I know in Dark Souls 1 I grinded a little bit, but like it never felt like...
Yeah, Dark Souls 1 was the only one I did.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 I didn't grind at all. I just like went in a straight line to the end.
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun.
Because I think I was too good at that game, honestly.
A good example for me where I've come to loathe grinding is Borderlands. Just because you level
Borderlands.
up.
Borderlands is so boring.
I've come to loathe Borderlands as time has gone on, to be honest.
I guess that's what I dislike. I fucking hate first-person shooters a lot. Like generic first-person shooters.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. If it's like a first-person shooter, like, I don't know, BioShock's okay. I think that's okay. But like, I don't know. I haven't played a lot of good first-person shooters. I don't like them that much. They're all really stupid and boring. And uninspired, in my opinion. Anyway, Spirit asks, when playing a video game, do you prioritize story or gameplay as the importance of a good time?
Okay, here's the thing. I can't say one or the other is more important because it really depends. Because, it's like, say, Doom. Doom is extremely gameplay heavy, and it is one of the most fun games I've played in recent memory. But there's also a story. It's not something that's blatantly told to you. You have to go into the main menus and read them up a bunch. But it's pretty story light, but it's still one of my favorite games out there right now. Having said that, Metal Gear is extremely story heavy. Gameplay is still there, but the story is really what the majority of the game is. And if anything, it's a combination of both strong gameplay mechanics and solid story that really keeps me into a game.
I completely agree with you. That's probably why I like the Persona series so much, because it always felt like it was a good balance of gameplay and story. Maybe it takes a little longer for the gameplay to like boot up in those games, but I always felt like they like balanced it out like toward the middle and end.
So I guess one way I can describe this is actually using games that probably wouldn't fit this role, like Overwatch and Lawbreakers. Like, they're both very fun games on gameplay mechanic, but the reason why I can go back to Overwatch is because there's a ton of lore, and it's really interesting. Lawbreakers has none of that. The
Two
Blitzball,
games I'll never play.
Yeah, the Blitzball voiced by Justin Roiland in Lawbreakers has more personality and story than the characters do. And that's one reason why I would rather go back to Overwatch, just because Tracer has a personality, Sombra has a personality, Mei has a personality. They all interact, and I suppose that's story in a way, but yeah. So gameplay is what draws me in, story is what keeps me. I guess that's how I'd summarize that.
I guess it's a little strange in JRPGs because the gameplay can be kind of hit or miss in these games, because like a lot of it is like a little bit of repetition. But I guess if the repetition is fun, then that doesn't really make it bad, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, in Persona, it's not ever... I've never gotten bored of the combat in Persona. I always think it's really compelling because of the weakness system and the one more system. It's probably like what makes it such a great JRPG, honestly. Like, if that one mechanic wasn't there, I feel like that's what the old games suffer from. Like, they're just very straightforward turn-based. But in 3, they like ramp it up with the one more system, which is really cool. But yeah, I think that's
I guess my Doom example would be a weird exception to that rule of gameplay draws me in, story keeps me in. Because the story is, like I said, is very minimum in Doom. But it's enough. It's enough to keep me invested. And the gameplay is what keeps me invested in the game in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, this question's weird. It really depends on the game.
You know what I really, really enjoy? I like games that meld the two together perfectly, like Majora's Mask. Because in that game, simply just playing the game tells a story. Because like when you exit out into the clock town for the first time, like you're in a new world, right?
Yeah.
And like you move around in it, and then maybe you like look up or something, and you look at like the character cycles or something, and you look at the time passing by or whatever. All that melds in with it telling you the story about the world and stuff. Because like when you look up for the first time, you'll notice, oh god, that's a creepy moon. What the hell is that? Like, and then it pulls you in immediately. But it never like does a cutscene to like show you that, oh, the moon's there. You know, it never even acknowledges it for the first like first like hour of the game. It's for the player to find out, which is I feel great. And you know, the gameplay is what, if you can make that perfect balance of like gameplay and narrative, like where I always thought that was like a great thing. Like you never have to like stop the player from like learning, like you're progressing, you're like moving your character, and then you have to like stop, and then a cutscene plays. It shows you something about the story or lore or whatever, and then you get control of the player back, and then you have to go again. I feel like if you can make the player have control, but also like learn as they play the game, like actively, like active learning, right? Learn by doing. That's what I think can be really powerful.
Would you say Undertale is a game that does that very well, actually?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because, I'll be honest, I think gameplay-wise, Undertale is not as strong as its story.
Oh, gameplay-wise, Undertale is just move left to right.
Yeah, but it actually ties into the game's story overall, though.
Yeah.
Like, those game
Undertale
mechanics
is a little bit of an exception, you have to admit, because Undertale is just such a weird anomaly of like all the right things.
It is an oddity. Yeah, it's an oddity that works.
Yeah. I feel like Undertale has a little bit of an exception to some rules. Not to say that it's immune to those rules, because it is still a video game and it does still do video gamey things. I think the tutorial for Undertale is one of the worst things in the world, even though it's trying to parody itself. It's just like it's like a parody that doesn't make any sense.
The beginning of Undertale is not the strongest, but after a certain moment, that's when it becomes
as soon as you get to a certain person's house, it just picks up immediately, and it becomes the game that you want.
Once it gets
all that shit that before that, besides the like very very beginning where you meet that flower dude, is just like nonsense, you know.
Yeah, Undertale does not start strong.
Yeah,
but boy, does it make up for it.
Yeah, it does make up for it. It's very yeah. I would love to do a commentary on Undertale. I've always wanted to do one, like just like play the entire game and then just kind of talk about it and like. But I want to know like all the details.
Yeah, we can have an entire podcast about Undertale.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Podcast, really.
Anyway, I think our hour is up. We're kind of over a little bit. Hannah says that she wanted to know she hopes her. Wait, she says, all right, as a person who wants to using RPG Maker 15 or VX. Wait, that's not 15. That's 20 something. I don't know. What number is that? What's VX? VX Ace.
That might not be a number.
50? I don't know.
It's a nerve agent.
I really like the last two questions. Hope it goes well. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you ever want to get into game development, that's a great way to start. I like RPG makers.
Yeah, VX isn't a Roman numeral, dude.
I don't know. I don't freaking know.
Now, somehow you put a 5 in front of a 10. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. There's like so many different JRPG makers. They have a lot of different versions. So, yeah. I hope our questions helped you out, Hannah. And I hope there was an interesting discussion for the audience, too. I actually like having the Discord ask questions. I think that's a really great thing to do.
I think you should keep that.
Yeah,
like whenever you do a podcast next, have the mods or really anyone throw a question in there.
For sure. I actually really
try to put them in beforehand, so that way they have enough time to get the questions finalized.
Yeah, I'll give them like a whole day to do that. That'll probably... I kind of rushed at this today, but I didn't expect this podcast to go so well, to be honest. So
yeah, I think this went really well, considering how we've been out of it for such a long time.
Whoops, I put everyone on mute. Sorry. That would suck so much. I'm actually scared that the recording won't come out good. Oh my god, that would be the stupidest thing.
Look, worst case scenario, you'll just have to put closed captions on me.
I mean, it looks like your audio is being caught anyway, so... Yeah, well, we better end the podcast so I can check this shit. But yeah, I'm glad to be doing the podcast again with you, Neil. It's a lot of fun.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yeah, I hope we can do this every 2 weeks or something. 2 or 3 weeks. We can make it a monthly thing even. I don't even know.
Yeah, one of them will work.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know how we always complain about guests and stuff? Well,
what do you mean?
I kind of know a few people now.
Nice. Are they the mods?
Yeah. What?
Are they the mods?
Well, we could ask any of the mods. We could. I want to bring on my friend Andy, who's been super supportive and nice. He has his own channel. There's a couple other people that I kind of follow. You know, finding new people to follow on YouTube is actually really fun. I probably shouldn't be calling them out on this podcast, but oh well. But
I don't have a YouTube channel name, so it's fine that you call me by name now.
Well, I mean, you're Neil. Nope. Everyone knows who you are. You're
the most
famous person on my channel.
More like the most consistent person on the channel.
We gotta get Twee back, right? We gotta have to.
What's she up to nowadays? It's been a while.
I haven't talked to her in a little bit of a while.
Well, that's a problem now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think she's doing all right. I mean, I think she's just busy working, to be honest. So I'm gonna try to legitimately find guests this time.
Okay.
That'll be fun. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's our podcast. I don't know what I'm going to call it. It'll probably be something gaming podcast, to be honest with you, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to, follow me. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Persona games. And yeah, I occasionally release videos like this. I need to get back to making more itch videos, to be honest. But I got the streaming bug, So yeah,
you can stream itch games.
I could. That would be a very good idea. But also kind of problematic because I don't know how some of them run on my computer until I start running them and recording them. So it could be
best to get that rig started as soon as you can.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you later. Say bye, Neil.
See ya.